Welcome to Monday Mindset with Houchman's Insurance Group. This week we're kicking off our first video series of 2023 called Simplifying Your Benefits. Our goal with this series is just to lay out some explanations and some general terms and some questions that we get asked often. Most often, one of the most common things we get asked is what type of health plan is the right fit for my organization. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Size does matter. The number of full-time employees on your payroll dictates what markets we go to. So the small group market would be two employees to 50. What we consider the key account market is the 51 to 100, and then most carriers recognize large group as 100 plus employees. Then secondly, we always look at the types of funding that we utilize inside the health plan and what's the best fit for you. You have the ACA community rates, traditional fully insured rates, and then the association plans we'll talk a little bit about in a second. All of those are fully insured out there as a funding mechanism. Then we get into maybe the level funded or max funded, which is a baby step into the self-funded arena. And then also obviously your larger groups could be partially self-funded where you're purchasing stop loss. So how does that apply to my organization? So if you're an employer with 2 to 50 employees, your options are simply you have ACA community rates rated. That is typically the high risk pool. Most of the time we can get you better rates by going through underwriting, by utilizing some version of an association plan. All the carriers have different options, such as Anthem has multiple trade associations based upon your SIC code. You'd qualify out there. Then their solution to the chamber is a Chamber Advantage. That's an association plan. You purchase either membership for the Kentucky State Chamber or your local chamber, and that would grant you access to that plan. Very similarly, United Healthcare has the same option with the J-Town Chamber. You join the J-Town Chamber, you get access to that plan. And they also have a level funded option, 2 to 50 employees. Humana is a little bit different. They also have the Chamber Association, which is called the GLI, the Greater Louisville Inc. So you buy a membership to the Greater Louisville Inc. and you pay a little bit extra access fee to access the health plan in there. Typically it's minimal cost because the rates are cheaper, so it makes sense to purchase that. Or they have a level funded option, and Humana's option is up to 100 employees. So a little bit different for Humana there. The key account section is 51 to 100 employees. Your trade associations still apply. Your max funded or level funded options still apply with Humana, as we just talked about. And then also this opens up for an independent TPA, potentially an independent pharmacy benefit manager, which is what the PBM is. And in that scenario, you would be leasing a network such as a Cigna or an Aetna, or maybe a regional network such as a CenterCare or an Encore, depending on where your employees are located. Again, these examples are based for Kentucky. If you're in Indiana, Ohio, or Tennessee, then the carriers change and the rules change. So just keep that in mind. And then we get into the large group, the 100 plus employees, because this is also where we get more claims data. So we've got more tools and resources. We know more specifically what's going on inside your group. So your options are a lot wider open. You have fully insured with all of your national carriers, like most of you guys are used to. Still, your trade associations would apply depending on your SIC code as well. We can still do the level funded or max funded plans for you as well. If you're an employer that you don't really like the ups and downs of self-funding, but you like the tools and resources with a max funded plan, we can put you in a level funded plan where you're paying the same premium across the month there. And then obviously you get into the partially self-funded where you're purchasing stop loss. Lots of options there. You could do that with an ASO agreement, administrative services only, with any of the national carriers, Anthem, Humana, United Healthcare. That would be an ASO arrangement there. You could also look at an independent TPA, which a standalone TPA that would provide you those plan management services, handle your enrollment and so forth. That they could also pair that with an independent pharmacy benefit manager. We've had several of those on these video series, so we have lots of vendors to choose from there as well. If you're not with one of the national carriers, we would look at your network. Again, could be a Cigna, could be an Aetna, could be a regional network, a CenterCare, Encore, depending on where your employees are located. And if you're spread out across the country, then we would look at what's the best fit for you all. And then also you get into the utilization management when you're in that size. Maybe that's we add another vendor in to help with your specialty drug costs. or maybe we bring in a nurse navigator that can help your employees find the best cost for a procedure and potentially the best scores for that physician. So lots of options when you get in that large group space. And again, our job is to find the best fit for you and your organization. So hopefully that allows you just kind of a brief overview of what's going on, what's available for you and your company. If you have questions, please message us. We'll get back to you and start that analysis of, hey, where do I fit, and help you navigate that scenario. So hope this was beneficial. Look forward to seeing everybody next week.